So us British have learned from these problems because, of course, everybody says that the Germans are very, very efficient.
Hey guys, welcome back to AmbossTV. You know, I had the series A Life of an Englishman in Germany with Matt, my friend over here. And just recently, I saw a comment under one of these videos saying like, I wonder how Matt is doing these days. So here's Matt, he's still alive, and I think you're pretty fine.
I'm doing good, yes. The life of an Englishman in Germany goes on, now with a German wife. So I guess you could say a good result. I'm well integrated now.
Yes. And I think you also took on like a little pet project, like a new blog or something.
Yes, so I'm writing a blog now, a bit of inspiration from Martin and his success. So I'm writing a blog called anicelife.net. So make sure to check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about what I'm up to.
Yeah, check it out. I'll put the link in the description. And A Nice Life sounds pretty good. And now, you might have guessed from the title, we come to the topic of this video, and it's called 5 Things the British Do Better Than the Germans. And Matt should know because he's British. So what do the British better?
That's true. So we actually started off clearly with a list of about 50 or 60 things that the British do better than the Germans, but we managed to reduce it down maybe to just 5.
We started at -3, bargain our way up to actually be able to make this video.
Yeah, but the first thing we thought about really is that British people wear shorts a lot better than German people do. And not just wearing shorts in all types of weather. Yeah, so you can always tell what type of weather it is by whether a British person is wearing shorts. And if they're wearing shorts, it means that the weather is kind of above 0 and maybe there's a bit of sun showing somewhere in the area. They'll basically wear shorts the whole time.
Yes, even though I would say you can't really tell the weather from wearing shorts because they always wear shorts.
Oh, that's a good point actually. Well, no, what it means is probably it's just, it means it's not snowing.
Yeah.
No, maybe actually we wear shorts when it snows as well. You could be right.
So maybe we can say they're more weather resistant.
We are more weather resistant. That's exactly the way to look at it. What it basically means, I think, is that regardless of the weather, we will wear shorts if we think it's the sort of day we should wear shorts.
If you want to wear shorts, it's one thing that the British do better. Yes,
we do, because we cope with weather better.
Okay, so second thing that the British do better, what is it?
Breakfast. No question, the British breakfast is of course world renowned for being an incredibly healthy start to the day.
Is it healthy?
No, but it will actually start you off in the right way for the day. If you're going to be doing kind of heavy sport or working in the garden or something like that, if you're just going to be sitting on the couch, it's probably not a good idea. When I first came to Germany a long time ago, I remember as a child, and we were staying in a hotel and we came down to breakfast in the morning and I thought that actually I'd woken up really late because it looked like lunch. It was kind of slices of cheese and slices of ham. And I was kind of thinking, am I supposed to make sandwiches here for breakfast? It was all quite odd to me, but soon I realised that's what is generally eaten for breakfast. You know, cheese and ham rolls.
Actually, now that you mention it, I remember that I recently read something like, if you want to eat good food 3 times a day in England, eat breakfast like 3 times a day.
Yes.
Number 3, what is it?
So I thought long and hard about this one because it is a bit of a tricky one to explain, but I've come to the conclusion after being in Germany for a while and learning a bit about the German infrastructure projects that you may have also heard about, that British people or Britain does airports better than Germany now. Now that might be hard to believe for anybody that's actually visited Heathrow Airport or Gatwick Airport, which kind of resembles sort of you know, buildings over the course of about 40 or 50 years, cobbled together, connected with kind of passageways and things like that. But I genuinely think we do airports better now, because when it comes to actually designing a new airport or something for the future, the kind of stuff that they decide to do, for example, in China, and somebody decides we need a new airport, it's going to go there, and we're going to build it by 3 years' time. They just go ahead and do it. And then in 3 years' time, normally it's open. In Germany, there's a different approach to it now. And in Germany, the approach is that we plan something, and it's going to be really, really, really good. But as we've now seen, the problem is it just never actually opens.
Yeah.
The clearest example here, of course, is the new Berlin airport, which, as we all know, is a very expensive empty building at the moment.
I'm not sure if it will ever open, to be honest.
So us British have learned from these problems because, of course, everybody says that the Germans are very, very efficient at doing things, or at least they were, maybe.
So you're more like they're crap, but at least they work? Or
it's crap, but it works. You know, we have this kind of mustn't grumble philosophy. Because we know full well that there's no point in even trying to build something new, because it will just never get built. They will need a 6-year kind of political process to decide whether to build it or not. So in fact, we just don't even bother with that anymore. You know, we've been talking about building a new runway at Heathrow Airport for the best part of 50 years. In fact, since it opened, I think most likely. I think most people accept now, it will just never happen. So we don't even try. So I think the German sort of infrastructure planning could learn from this now, because it's simply better in today's world just simply not to bother in the first place. Therefore, we do airports better. You know, we just make sure that they have a little bit of paint here and there. You know, make sure it works, rather than trying to do everything from scratch and then just not opening it. All right,
number 4. I heard it's a pretty tasty one.
Yeah. So a lot of people talk, I think, about the British drinking culture, don't they? You know, British people like to have a drink. I think anyone that's been to
a drink.
Or at least 6 or 7.
Yeah, in an hour.
You know, nobody could say that Germany doesn't have a good beer culture. That's very true. But I think when it comes to my favourite drink, actually, which is gin, the British do gin a lot better than probably any other country in the world, I think. Certainly in terms of the number of different types of gin that we have, and most likely as well, the amount that a British person is able to consume in one sitting of gin is probably significantly higher than that in Germany. Certainly if you order a gin and tonic in a German bar, you'll get sort of like a pint glass or a half-litre glass, and it will mostly be full of ice and very sugary tonic water with a little bit of gin in there somewhere. But a British-style gin normally revolves a little bit more around gin being the majority of the drink, rather than the tonic and the ice.
Alright, I have to admit that I have no clue about gin, but that's probably because I'm German. Alright, so number 5, the final one. What do the British better than the Germans?
Well, this is probably the best known topic at the moment that the British are involved in, of course. And I have to say that the British do Brexit better than Germany. In fact, probably better than every other country in the world, which is probably no great...
How do you define doing it better? Because I'm not sure if there's a strategy.
Well, you know, Britain is also well known for having a great sense of humour. And I think we are combining those two things in a marvellous strategy of Britishness, which is just to say, well, we've got 2 years to basically agree everything that has ever been or will ever be. But, you know, we don't want to worry about, you know, that too much. You know,
there's enough time.
It'll be all right in the end, you know. So do we need to worry about a multi-billion pound or euro, probably a few more euros now than pounds, relationship with Germany? You know, do we need to ensure an uninterrupted flow of Jaguars from the UK to Germany, or BMWs and Mercedes to the UK? We don't need to worry about all that sort of thing. You know, it'll work itself out in the end. So I think we're approaching these negotiations with a very British mentality, which is, you know, not to get too worried, not to get too stressed about this. So, you know, no other country in the world could be so relaxed about something which could potentially be so disastrous from an economic point of view as we are in the UK. And, you know, who knows? I am also an optimist, so maybe it will all work out in the end. You know, I hope it will, because obviously this could well be the last video
of you in Germany.
If not, yes. But you know, we have a very British mentality. You know, let's.
So you are calm and you think everything will work out in the end?
Yes.
Okay, so in 2 years' time, we're gonna do another video,
Make another one.
which is like life of a British man back in Britain.
Yeah, with Martin sitting here on a sofa in Germany, and I'll be joining with from Skype from or maybe some kind of colony that Germany will have set up, you know, on Silt or something for repatriated Britons or something.
And then you can send me Marmite, which I will not be able to get here in Germany and don't even want.
Yes.
And all these kind of things. So in 2 years' time, we're going to do another video, and then we look back at Brexit.
But I'm going to be setting up a company importing British breakfasts to Germany.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that will be the entire British economy probably.
All right. So 5 things that the British do better than the Germans, according to Matt here. Interesting stuff. So I hope you liked it. I'm not sure if you all agree.
Probably not.
But we're gonna do more videos and then see you back next time. Thanks. Bye bye.